Hi everybody, it's Amy Caroline. It's Amy Caroline again. Welcome back to a brand new video and welcome back to my channel. Tonight I'm going to read a different ghost train story. I'm gonna read I'm gonna read a different one, another one, and a different one. You know what I mean. But I'm gonna read a different one and another one. So I'm going to I'm going to read this one right here. This one is called The Vander Ghost Light. The Vander Ghost Light. This one is called The Vander Ghost Light. The Vander Ghost Light. And just like you guys saw in my other video that I did earlier this afternoon, this is a different story too that you ought to put on the travel channel, and and um um and yeah, okay, yeah, okay. Mm. Mm. So this is called The Vander Ghost Light. The Vander Ghost Light. Um, 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 so the Vander Ghost Light, this is this is a different story, and light mints, Vander you know, it has its own ghost story. Vander, North Carolina. Vander, North Carolina has its own ghost story about the Vander Ghost Light, and I'm gonna read it to you guys. Okay. And then after that, I'm gonna show you guys another example from the documentary that I was showing you guys earlier, Haunted Hotels. I'm gonna show you guys an example of how Ghost Train ought to look like on the Travel Channel when you guys put it on there, okay? When the Travel Channel Company, those of you who do work for the Travel Channel Company, those of you who do work for the Travel Channel Company, and it if you work for the Travel Channel, and those of you who work for the Travel Channel Company, and you watch the Travel Channel, you watch you watch Travel Channel TV, you watch Travel Channel TV. And those of you who do work, those of you who do work for the Travel Channel, if you work for the Travel Channel out there and work for the Travel Channel company, also, please put this story on here too. Please put this episode and this story, the Vander Ghost Light, on there too. Okay. So I'm gonna read it to you guys. And then after that, I'm gonna do my example from haunted hotels, and it will give you an idea of what Ghost Train ought to look like on the Travel Channel, okay? So here it is. Light Mints, Vander, North Carolina is located on the ex-Atlantic coastline branch from Wilmington to Sanford. An almost entirely abandoned line that was once part of the Cape Fear, Yadkin Valley, Railway. Unlike Mintz, Vander is still served by the railroad. Now CSX, the town, which is a few miles east of Fayetteville, is located on the Vescal stub of the old Wilmington to Sanford line. A light appears on the old railroad tracks in Vander, a phantom that looks very similar to the Mintz and goes to the Mintz and Mako light ghost. In this case, however, many local residents don't have a traditional explanation for the light. Witnesses say the glow, reportedly the size of a human head, bounces above the tracks and disappears. And it can be seen from over 200 feet away. Some in the area claim that the light is the ghost of a switchman killed when shifting cars at the siding in Vander. Others claim that the light is the ghost of the driver of a mule wagon the Wagoneer residents say was decapitated in a grade crossing accident at Vander and returns from his grave to look for his head. Vander residents wonder if the light might be caused by swamp gas. Static, electricity, or ball of lightning. Still, none of these causes seem to equinally, whatever that word is, explain a light that can appear regularly whether or not a train happens to be approaching. So in this story it's talking about in, hang on, my light's kind of bright, excuse me. So in this story it's talking about a mule wagon driver, a mule wagon. The Wagoneer residents say was decapitated in a grade crossing accident and returns from his grave to look for his head. And somehow the Wagoneer, the mule Wagoneer is appearing in Vander, and he's still looking for his head. And 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 some and also some in the area claim that the light is the ghost of a switchman killed when shifting cars at the sighting in Vander also. So it's two things. It's like two things maybe. I don't know what it could be either. But but it's saying here that it's two things. It's a mule wagon driver, it's a Wagoneer, and it's a mule wagon driver, and it's also a switchman killed when shifting cars on the siding in Vander. So it's the switchman and the Wagoneer, it's the switchman and the Wagoneer. Both of them are haunting the tracks. And that's basically and that's basically what the story is about. So so um I guess you can when you put the when you put the Vander ghost light, just be sure you put the just be sure that you put the okay, just be sure that you put the the apparition and the spirit of the switchman and the Wagoneer looking for his head, and also just be sure that just be sure that you put it on there with the apparition showing, with the apparition and the spirit showing itself and stuff like that, and let people tell the story about it. Let people tell the story about it, like get a narrator or somebody to tell the story about it too. Okay, that's all. Okay, all right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Now it's time for another example from haunted hotels from the previous I'm going to show you again. It's time for the other example from haunted hotels, and it will give you another idea, and it will show you what to do. And you'll see the story going back in time. You'll see the people telling the story, and you'll see the story going back in time, and you'll see the apparitions and the spirits appearing on the screen too. Okay, I'm gonna show you. Okay, all right. You'll see. Anyway, here it is. Here's haunted hotels.
After a hard day's travel, a charming inn can be just the place for a good night's rest. But there are some hotels that offer much more than meets the eye. In California's Gold Rush country, the ghost of a murdering gambler plays on at an historic hotel.
Your arms go cold and goosebumpy and the hair stand up.
In the American South, an horrific night in a cemetery keeps a young spirit from ever resting in peace.
You use your breath and try to scream, but nothing comes out.
And in an English coaching inn, not even death can keep a murderous spectre at bay.
He had got his revenge back. And the dead can do things like that.
Travel into a world of phantoms, where the past reaches into the present, and lost souls roam free. Sometimes the most elegant hotels are also the most troubled. Filled with lonely spectres searching for peace, haunted by history. Rice Hope Plantation Inn rests on America's southeast coast, just an hour's drive from the city of Charleston, South Carolina. This 18th century Federalist mansion by the Cooper River welcomes guests and, some say, ghosts.
It's the ghost, it's the girl. Don't you see that? And her whole face went white and she was staring.
The sense of history here goes far beyond the inn.
You come up to these gates and you look through them and there are these huge 400-year-old live oak trees that are full of Spanish moss, and this incredible eerie feeling comes over you.
As innkeeper Lou Edens explains, part of that feeling may also come from the story of a young girl named Catherine.
Catherine's grandparents lived on this side of Rice Oak Plantation.
After her sea captain father was lost in a shipwreck, Catherine and her mother moved back to the old family home, Rice Hope Plantation.
She had led an idyllic life here. She was the center of attention, and at that time Rice Hope was over 1,700 acres.
Catherine loved the outdoors. There were trees to climb, swings to ride, and the Cooper River was full of surprises.
Catherine looked to nature for a lot of entertainment and by capturing little creatures.
Catherine caught a turtle and kept it as a pet. She could have no idea that she and her new friend would soon leave Rice Hope. Her mother was to marry a man in a distant town, and he had no interest in raising another man's child. Catherine was sent to board at the nearby school under the supervision of the schoolmaster, Mr. Dutarque, a former plantation overseer whose mere presence terrified young children. Catherine quickly became homesick, and she was unable to pay attention in school. The callous schoolmaster had no patience with Catherine's daydreaming, and punished her by forcing her to stay inside and sew. Spending the day confined indoors was a fate worse than death for Catherine. She looked to a familiar friend for comfort.
Catherine was supposed to be sewing, but instead she decided she would go outside and play with her little pet turtle.
She tried to slip away unnoticed, but she had left a clue behind.
She dropped the fabric that she's supposed to be sewing.
Mr. Dutarque realized Catherine was gone and set out after her. He found the lost fabric and followed Catherine's trail to the river's edge.
Was that
The startled girl tried to explain.
She told him that she only wanted to be outside, and he went into something of a rage, shouting, "If outside is what you want, outside is what you shall have." He took her into the cemetery and lashed her onto a tombstone.
The punishment that awaited Catherine was far worse than a day without fresh air. Long ago, a young girl named Catherine reveled in her life at Ricehope Plantation. But that joy swiftly ended after she was sent to boarding school. There, she looked for solace in the natural world, but found instead her schoolmaster, Mr. Dutarque, determined to teach her a lesson. In a fury, he lashed her to a tombstone in the graveyard.
You wanted to be outside? Now you'll be outside!
The schoolmaster left, and Catherine was alone in the cemetery. Soon, night began to fall.
She knew about the creatures of the night, the bobcats. There were even bears in the Carolinas then.
What came next would make her nightmare complete. From the darkened woods, a glowing, angry face began to make its way toward her. Catherine fainted. But then, a human figure stepped from the darkness. It was not a spectre, but a slave carrying a jack-o'-lantern to light his way and to frighten off those who might report him for being out at night. As the man came across Catherine's limp body, he was shocked by what he saw. He ran for help, and Catherine was saved. But she would never find happiness again. The night in the graveyard changed her forever, and the carefree child grew into a suspicious, reclusive adult. Catherine finally died of old age. But some at the inn say she has come home again.
When I'm walking, especially upstairs down that long hall, I feel like there's somebody behind me. It's like I'm not alone.
And guests who stayed in Catherine's old room report they sometimes receive an unexpected visitor.
They had a small carry-on suitcase sitting on a stool and a few books on the same stand as the TV. Right at midnight, the books were literally thrown off of the TV stand, and the suitcase that was sitting on the stool was dumped upside down on the floor.
Perhaps Catherine's apparition was not happy about sharing the room. Or was she trying to send another message? No one can be certain. But she appears to have strong ideas about how her old home should be kept.
Guests kept talking about the door being open. And I would realize, I had closed the door. I'd even locked the door, and they'd say the door was open. So I put a door closer on it. One day I looked, and the door closer screws had been pulled out of the door facing.
Staff members believe Catherine's wishes that day came across loud and clear.
It's a message to me not to close that door. She wants to go outside in her will.
Though it would seem Catherine's spirit travels in a world without barriers, perhaps a locked door is a troubling reminder of the night she was held against her will. Former Ricehope innkeeper Doris Kasprach has seen firsthand what an apparent encounter with this spectre can do.
My daughter all of a sudden turned and stared at the back porch. Her whole face went white and she was staring. it's the ghost, it's the girl. She's going up the back steps, and she just went into the door. And I get goosebumps even right now just thinking about that one.
On the grounds, on the stairs, in the house, Catherine's spirit is thought to wander every corner of the plantation. The silence of the night is sometimes broken by her footsteps echoing down the halls. And guests lie awake as she passes by their doors.
She had this glow all around her, and she just flowed. She didn't walk or fly. It was definitely like flowing.
On nights when the full moon shines, some guests at Rice Hope are met with a haunting sight. It has been over 300 years since young Catherine lived so carefree. Now, she may be making up for lost time.
She's still trying to live that normal life, that carefree life that she would have led had she not had such a traumatic incident when she was 7 years old.
Some spectres are scarred forever by a single night. But for other spirits and other places, the list of dark deeds can be almost endless.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop right there. So just like it was in the other video, just like, you know, like what I was explaining to you guys, in the other video, did you see if did you see of how the story went back in time, and the people telling the story and the apparitions appearing on the screen? Did you see that and hear that? Did you see that and hear that? Did you see that and hear that? Well, that is what the Vanderghost light has to do too. That's what the that is what the Vanderghost light has to do too. Okay, all right, that's what the Vanderghost light has to do too. Okay, all right, let the story go back in time. Let the story go back in time. Let the story go back in time, and let the people tell the story. Let the people tell the story. Let them tell the story. When you do the documentary, when you guys put the documentary and the episode of the Vanderghost light and the rest of the episodes of Ghost Train on there, when you guys get the when you guys put the episode of Ghost Train when you guys okay, I can't even talk here. When you guys filmed the documentary of Ghost Train, just be sure to put this story on here too. Okay, just be sure that you put the episode on there. Let the spirits go back in time. Let the people go back in time, and let it go back in time and just tell the entire story. Okay, Okay? All right? And also be sure you let the spirits appear on the screen too. Okay? All right? That's it. That's all. Yeah. All right. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this story. I hope you guys enjoyed this story. And yeah. Let I hope you guys enjoyed this story. Give this video a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. And be sure you watch the video that I did hours ago and minutes ago about Ghost Train, and also be sure you watch this one too. Okay, bye everybody. Bye.